and girls, I want you to join us in welcoming the world's greatest DJ. His name is Till Mix. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Mix. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, we partying. sexiest. Ghosts, ghosts, no gay demon masks, just ghosts, ghosts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want you to join us in welcoming the world's greatest DJ. His name is Till Mix. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Mix. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Mix.
All right, people, how we doing out there today? Happy Saturday, everybody. I just saw Mr. Jeeky. What's up, Mr. Jeeky? How you doing, bro? I just saw he said everybody's having a big old blizzard right now. Is that what's going on back there? You guys got a blizzard going on? You guys got big time snowfall? I tell you, we had a whole bunch of them chemtrails up here maybe about a week and a half ago or something like that. So I knew they was cooking up something good for back there. Now, of course, some people, they're like, Ray, what are you talking about? Chemtrails and all this stuff. Bro, all you got to do is look up. Come on now. They playing tic-tac-toe up in the sky. A little bit of action like that. Well, how's everybody doing today? Happy motherfucking Saturday. Let's fucking go. It's bright and sunny out here in the high desert. It's a nice day. I'm wearing my shorts. I got my nice little sweater on right here. Got my Joe Frago going. Now, how many of y'all got your Christmas tree up? That's what I want to know. How many have already gotten their Christmas tree up? You know, I was at Costco the other day. I was at Costco, bro. And what the hell? Did you know Costco sells Christmas trees now? It ain't even like the old school kind of thing. They just got a big old semi-truck trailer. And they pull it up. They rope off part of the parking lot. You buy it inside. You take your receipt outside. And you line up and get your Christmas tree. I was like, wow, man. Costco's really cutting everybody out of everything, ain't they? So I thought that was pretty funny. I was gonna get my hot dog and all that, but bro, it's packed. It's packed right now. Costco's packed. Have you guys been to Costco recently? That shit is packed, man. Everybody and their mom there trying to get some free samples, trying to get them hot dogs, trying to get them pizzas, trying to get them smoothies, trying to get all that kind of stuff. I feel like I went into the, the UN or something like that. I heard all kinds of languages, all kinds of stuff going on, even all the way up here in the high desert. And I was going to say one of the things that kind of really chaps my hand a little bit, out here where I live, I guess it's posh to go to the Costco. Whereas when I used to live down in LA, it was like no big deal, right? Everybody goes to Costco. And so you could just walk in all willy-nilly. Now they want to check your card and have it beep and do all this kind of stuff to make sure you're who you say you are coming into Costco and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, bro, relax. It's just rotisserie chicken. Hold on. It's just a hot dog and Coke, But I guess they bringing in all that kind of stuff, even in the Costco, bro. But no, I didn't get a tree at Costco. I already got a tree. I finally put it up. You guys want to see it? Here, hold up. I'll see if I can't get it right here. Boom. That's my tree right there. It's a little glass tree. I had somebody give it to me a long time ago. And it's got little tiny LED lights on it. It's so cute. Now, of course, when they gave it to me, thanks Alyssa, I appreciate it if you ever see this. When they gave it to me, I was like, what the hell are you giving me this tree for? What the hell's going on with that? You know what I mean? I don't want that. I want something else for Christmas, man. And so I was not happy about that. I was like, what the hell's going on? But I've come to love it over time. And, I live in a kind of a small apartment. It's bigger than the one I used to live on the beach, though, when I lived down in Hermosa Beach. Boy, that place was tiny. It had the old 1950s setup on the inside, the old 1950s cabinetry and everything like that. So it was a little tiny one. But it was right there on the beach, man, so you can't beat that. I overlooked the ocean, watched the sunset every night. Fucking loved it until COVID hit and they wanted to raise the rent to like $3,000 a month, bro. I was like, what the fuck you guys thinking about, man? That's crazy. So now I just I have that little tiny guy, a little tiny tree. Of course, I put up lights and all that kind of stuff too. I have a good time with it, and do all that Christmas decoration and Christmas, cooking and all that. You gotta do it. You gotta have some fun. Okay, we're gonna come down here in the chat. We're gonna see how everybody's doing. How's everybody doing today? We got Pat. What's up, Pat? Good to see you out there. We got Nacho Dumas the Great. Blah humbug, he says. I hear you, bro. Some people are just Christmas people and some people aren't. But, as I get older, I see the importance of it. Like with the family and all that kind of stuff and celebration. Of course, when you're a kid, you can't wait to get out of school. You can't wait to throw the football with the bros. You can't wait to get some presents and, of course, all that good food that comes along with it. But that's the main thing. But then as you get older, you recognize, bro, it really is important to get the family together at least once a year, twice a year, something like that. If you have 2 Christmases, maybe you got one in July too. I don't know. We got Cut the Grass in here. He says, let's fucking go. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Cut the Grass. Great to see you. Mr. Jakey, great to see you. Like I said, he said, blizzard going on. Is it really bad weather back there? I haven't looked. I haven't. I'm not really a snow guy. I have been snowboarding a couple times. Absolutely love snowboarding. I went to Telluride one time. Fucking Telluride is the shit, bro. It's in Colorado. If you've never been to Telluride, go there. They got this little tiny Wild West town on one side, and you have to take this lift. What do they call it? A gondola lift up over the ridge of the mountain, and they come down into the what do they call it? The hotel, and it has all these shops and everything like that. The resort area. And then they have all kinds of fantastic runs, man. And when I went, it wasn't very packed at all, but the snow was incredible, and I just snowboarded my heart out. Had a great time, fell a couple of times, ate it pretty hard once, but I loved it. And then I went back to the town, and they got all these old Western dive bars, man. And I just, you get that old whiskey, and they had one whiskey drink that was whiskey with bacon in it, and everybody was, oh, you gotta drink that. I'm like, nah, man, give me the tequila. And they're like, nah, you gotta drink that. So I drank it. It was actually pretty good. I liked it. I like good drinks, man. I like good drinks. They all get me excited. We got Wardist. I think that's Love Fist in the chat. What's up? Good to see you, bro. How you doing? Excellent. So I really love Telluride. And, of course, I've been with Kentucky boy for a little while. And, Kentucky snow, it ain't really snow, though. It's kind of dusting on the street. And but I've never really, besides Telluride, been to too many places that have like that real full-on, Christmas experience that you see in the postcards and all that kind of stuff. Speaking of postcards, I am working on a little surprise prize. This is a little Christmas card that I'm working on. You might recognize it. This is Hog's Breath, to give you a little idea of what we got going on here. So I'm excited about that. We're going to put some, get some Easter eggs, some Where's Waldo's in there, and it's for, a certain group of people that will be unnamed until I deliver it, but you guys probably, as soon as I said Hog's Breath, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Them Florida boys. We all love them Florida boys. Speaking of them Florida boys, they got this guy in production. I got the Holy Card coming. So I'm going to be sending that out to everybody. And I'm excited about that. Then I'm working on a whole bunch of other stuff. I got my fashion thing going on with Gonzo. Having a good time with him. But dude, we're just cranking it out over here. We're just going crazy. I was talking to Ben, the guy who does all those cool engravings and metal cards, and I was saying, damn, bro, I remember when I was a kid, Christmas it feel like it takes so long to get here, and then it would crawl by, and then all of a sudden it's New Year's. But when you're an adult, it just flies by, man. Like I remember it was just November. I'm ready to turn around, and it's already Christmas time. And then New Year's will be here, and then all of a sudden we're talking tax season, and that's the season I hate. I hate doing the taxes, bro. I hate it. Every time Christmas gets here, I'm like, oh man, I gotta get my tax shit together. You know what I'm saying? So that really gets me pissed off. We got Hillbilly Harry out here. He says, "To hell you ride, I said, yeah, I tell you right. Yeah, for sure, bro. We got James grabbing in the chat. What's up, James? Now, I got something cooking up special. I got a whole bunch of things coming up, okay? Like I said, this whole streaming thing's been taking up all my time, people. I'm trying to get my art going. You know, I'm trying to get my cooking going, meeting these ladies and whatnot, you know, getting the dating scene going. But just streaming and taking all my time. But it's been fun. I've been having a good time doing it, okay? So on Tuesday, well, tomorrow we're going to do another dump cooking, right? And I can say it now, bro. It's about, you know, I've been dumped hardcore. Not going to lie about that. I've been dumped hardcore, motherfucker, right? Who hadn't, right? Which guy hadn't? Like they say, for every hot girl, there's always a guy who's tired of putting up with her shit, you know? And then about that time, somebody else comes along and gives her a little bit of attention, and she runs off. And you're like, easy come, easy go, whatever. But, you know, everybody knows now that Riley and Mint broke up, and young Clippa, and that was a big thing in the whole comic book universe, and how he pulled up on Eric July and all that kind of shit, and how she kind of left him high and dry a little bit. And, well, you know, which is neither here nor there. I don't really have an opinion on how the relationship goes. I'm no, you know, even though I'm a relationship guru per se, I'm not going to make any judgments on anybody's relationship that I really am not familiar with on a personal level. You know what I mean? And so, but I did talk to Riley a couple times, and poor motherfucker didn't even know how to cook an egg, man. He was like, he was like trying to figure out how to like how to grill, not grill, but how to fry an egg or whatever. And he couldn't do it. He messed it up. So he's gonna try to. I said, why don't you just hard boil some eggs, dog? And he's like, bro, I don't have a lid. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I don't have a lid. I was like, you don't need a lid to hard boil eggs. Just put them in there. So then I was like, fuck, man, I gotta show this cat a thing or two about how to cook with this dump cooking. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of the impetus for that, and so that's been a lot of fun, and we're kind of going along with it and having a good time with that dump cooking. Okay. Yeah. Oh, bro, Mr. Jeeky. Okay, so Mr. Jeeky says the $2 Riley Gossip Super Chat last night brought a lot of great content on the biggest problem in the universe. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about, bro. Okay, so we'll talk about it. We'll get the guys in here in a minute, but before the guys get in here, I'll just put out my 2 cents or whatever, and we'll let them talk. You know, I always love having the guys here. So much fun, bro. That's all we want to do is have a good time. I told somebody the other day, I just want to party for the rest of my life. Let's fucking go. But, okay, so the $2 Super Chat, and I think Dick said he sent this $2 Super Chat. I'll put that back up. I think Dick said he sent that $2 Super Chat. So if you guys don't know, the biggest problem was on last night. And of course, you know, the first, you know, big part of it was boring. You know what I'm saying? It was boring. And James says dump is a foreign concept to him. No doubt, James. We ain't all Jameses though, bro. So Riley and Mint, they broke up at... But, you know, Vito didn't want to talk about him or whatever for the longest time, or the biggest problem. So then somebody sent in a super chat talking about something like that. And Dick, I think Dick said he's the one who sent it in too, being like a little coy or Machiavellian or whatever. And so Vito picked it up and ran with it and started talking about it. And then it got good, right? It's kind of like when I watch The Biggest Problem, I'm kind of watching it like I'm doing my work or whatever, and I'm watching it with one eye. I got my TV over here in this direction. Big TV right there. And I got my TV right here, right? And I'm sitting there watching it with one eye, waiting to see if they're going to pop off, right? If they're going to, like, you know, start going at each other and getting all upset or whatnot. And last night, that Super Chat did it, because then Dick was like, it's like Dick woke up. Like, he was on autopilot for the whole show, you know? And then that Super Chat came in, and then Vito said something about, oh yeah, if you guys didn't know, Riley and Mint broke up, and Mint stole all his shit, and that's kind of funny. And so Dick like woke up like the Colossus waking up out of the mountain or whatever. And then they got into it, bro. They mixed it up. They got into it. And it's so interesting. It's like watching you're watching a Western and there's two gunslingers and you're waiting for them to draw their guns and fight with each other. And I'm always waiting for Dick to, you know, pull his gun and fucking just light Vito up. And I'm like, when is that going to happen, you know? And it's very interesting to watch Vito try to squirm and get around it and play these lie games, and then play like these games about like, well, that's not exactly what I said. Well, technically I didn't say exactly that. Well, prove it then. Pull up a super chat, you know. And it's very difficult to have a genuine conversation with people like that, you know. You can't. You can't. It's very disingenuous, and so you kind of have to. Now you have to go into like I like to call it interrogation mode. You know, like when you're a police officer, where you start creating all these leading questions and set them up and all this kind of stuff, and you know. It was a lot. So if you haven't seen it last night, go watch it. I think it was the last hour, was fucking amazing. And I always love watching that psychological drama play out. You know, no longer is it about the biggest problem. It's more about like when is Dick going to go off on Vito and how is Vito going to try to get out of it. You know, and so that's a lot of fun. I liked it a lot last night. If you guys had any thoughts about it, let me know in the chat. But yeah, Mr. Jiki, I think I saw you in there in the chat or whatever. But that was wild. You know, and I was thinking about, you know, how crazy it is that our society has moved to this point where, you know, there's all these, everybody's talking on like Discord and like have all these like, you know, direct messages and all this kind of stuff. And I remember it was a big deal when all that text messaging came up and everybody was like talking on text messaging, and you could pull up their text message and show them, oh, you said this and this and this. And then, or like even with pictures. Damn, you guys remember all them pictures? And then, especially the nudes. Not gonna lie, nudes are a lot of fun. Then they came out with that revenge porn law and all that stuff. And, bro, just wild stuff. But now we've evolved to the whole thing with like, you know, everybody's on Discord and I'm in this room and I'm in that room. And then we got these group chats and all this stuff. And, bro, what's happened to society, man? Where we got all these backroom conversations and all that kind of weird stuff. And, you know, the thing is a lot of these people that are talking are just nerds that, like, if you pulled up on them in real life or they pulled up on you in real life, you know, they would never say anything to you. They're the quietest guys, man. You know, they're trying to push their cart at Walmart to get their, hell, I don't know what, you know, they're trying to get their Thundercats or their Pokemon or their, you know, whatever the hell, Dungeons and Dragons stuff or whatever. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, so that was a lot of fun. We're going to get to what the guys' reaction to that is. And then I was also going to talk about, dude, that Diddy documentary on Netflix. Have you guys been watching that? That's been kind of crazy, kind of not crazy. A lot of people are picking the bones of a carcass, I feel like. I feel like we kind of already knew everything about Diddy, kind of a little bit, right? It kind of comes out that he's a mama's boy, spoiled, and jealous of everybody with talent, given the opportunity to become this evil person, and he grabbed it wholeheartedly. And at the end of it, he's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Of course, there was tons of butt sex in there. And he wasn't that big executive, that big Sony or Interscope executive that would come over to his house and they would get it on in the back. Like, what was that all about, bro? What was that all about? That's some wild stuff. So we're going to talk a little bit about that too. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Then I was going to talk about another thing. I don't know how many of you guys watch Spanion. He's another YouTuber. And he's a huge YouTuber that's down in Australia, New Zealand, and maybe parts of Europe. And he got really famous because he was in prison for a long time as a kid. And he got on heroin and all that kind of stuff. And then he got out of jail. And when he got out of jail, he thought he was going to be a rapper or something like that, right? And so he was like rapping, and his raps were trash, right? He was not a rapper. And down in Australia too, nonetheless, right? But he got an interview, or somebody interviewed him, and his interview blew up. And so everybody wanted to talk to him, right? They didn't want him to rap. They wanted to actually talk to him. They wanted to hear the stories of his life. Like, how the hell did you end up in prison? You know, how the hell did you, since like, 16 or whatever, he's in prison. He's doing all this drugs and stuff. And then he finally got off drugs, and they wanted to hear, how'd you get off drugs? You know, what are you doing now that you're out? What's going on? And apparently there's a lot of ghettos and public housing assistance in down in Australia, and he lived in a whole bunch of that, okay? So then he started a YouTube channel, and he became famous because he would go around to the hoods, the different hoods, and show everybody what the hoods were in Australia or whatever. And, of course, that's a lot of fun because I love seeing what it looks like over in Australia. And let me tell you something. Their hoods in Australia look fucking, as James would say, diamond or a proper rocket compared to the hoods we got here in America, bro. The hoods we got in America, they'll put hair on your chest compared to the ones in Australia. But it was fun to see nonetheless. And then he started going around the world and showing the different hoods around the world. That was a lot of fun. And he was very, exciting, very a very fun person, very energetic, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, he had a wife, or he got a wife, which he very rarely showed. And one time they went to Samoa or Tonga, and that's where her family was from. Well, I was loving Spanny because he's full of masculine energy. It felt like, right? And then lo and behold, something changed. Like, it's almost like he got the call and he made the deal. You get what I'm saying? And ever since then, he got a new set of teeth. Like he used to have normal teeth, right? Like, I got a gap, right? I got a big ass gap in my teeth, right? So if I were to close that gap up, I'm gonna look completely different, man. I'm gonna look completely different. And so he got his gap closed up. He's got like completely new teeth. He's got all Nike gear. He just bought like a Nike, not a Nike. He bought a Mercedes G-Wagon. And he dumped his wife, bro, after having a kid for 5 months, and then got with this other young chick. And I'm like, bro, what the hell is going on, man? And then he starts to bring that chick onto his YouTube channel, okay, to completely change the formula. So, the drama is nice too, but here's my point. Here's what I wanted to talk about. Why would a man become very successful, become very popular, to the point where he's on the Daily Mail and other things like that, become famous, and then all of a sudden change the entire formula of his channel? Because it used to be just him going around the world. And, he's making millions of dollars off this channel, people. He even got his own, like, kebab franchise and everything and down there in Australia. But he's making millions of dollars off this channel. He's got like 1 million or 2 million or 3 million viewers or whatever, subscribers or whatever. And then he comes and he introduces a woman, a new girl, a new woman on his channel right after he breaks up with his wife for 5 months. Now that's a terrible business decision. So what I wanted to talk about is how women influence men to basically destroy their lives or make terrible business decisions or something like that, okay? So we're going to talk about that with the guys. I'll probably get the guys on here in 5 minutes. In fact, I better set up that room. But before I do that, let me just talk briefly about anything else I got going on. I got that other monitor. We're going to set that up. I got this huge desk in my house right here. Boom. Huge 4x8 desk. I made it myself. It's a doozy. I had to get it. It's fantastic. So I made it myself. I got to completely rearrange it now to put that other monitor up. So everybody's like, Ray, why don't you just put that monitor up? I was like, because I got to rearrange everything. I got to even move my Christmas tree, bro. I got to, it's a joke. Lighten up, people. That's a joke, okay? So I got to do that. Then I got a huge whiteboard, a nice big, I just made this one too, a 4x8 whiteboard. I got to mount that up there because I got to keep track of everything. Right now I got like 3 whiteboards keeping track of stuff, and it's turning into a mess, people. It's turning into a mess. From the stuff I got in production to the little interviews I'm trying to get lined up to the people I want to come up with. Speaking of interviews, now I'm talking pretty quick. Maybe I need to take a breath because I'm just really excited about everything, okay? Speaking of interviews, okay, we got on Tuesday, we're going to have Johnny Rocket come on. Okay, we're going to have Johnny Rocket. We're going to talk to him about his project that he's going to be working on in the new year. We're really excited about that, okay? And then on Wednesday, we're going to have Forrest Mommy on. Super excited to get FOMO on. Okay, we're going to have her on with the bruvs, so we're going to talk a little politics, a little Christmas cheer, a little bit of that. All right, really, really stoked about that. Might have something on that Thursday or Friday. But then on Saturday, going to have a live stream. Then on Sunday, I got a real treat for you that I'm trying to work on the scheduling right now. And I got to move one thing, and then I think we're going to make it happen. It's going to be a really cool interview, okay? And of course, we got some other things going on after that with the Christmas. We're going to have an e-buy Christmas thing, and we're going to have the Bruvs Christmas thing. So, and there might be 1 or 2 other surprise guests that I'm trying to get in here. And then I'm working on a whole bunch of new artists for the new year. A lot of them have already checked out, for the holidays, and they're like, don't bother me during the holidays. I'm like, all right, my bad, dog. I got you. This is my time. I got you. Okay. So working on that, working on getting them lined up for the new year. So I'm really excited about that. So we got a lot of things going on, a lot of irons in the fire. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about is I'm putting together a little book that I'm going to have all of the cartoons that I did this past year and a half for the ROTC people, for the biggest problem with Dick Masterson, Vito, all those guys. Of course, Ethan Ralph, got to have him in there. He's he knows that my cooking's good. My art might be bullshit, but my cooking's good, so I got to have him in there. And we're going to have a whole bunch of other people in there. I'm going to put that together in the book, and we're going to have a good time with that. So I'm looking forward to that. That might be in maybe a March Yeah. Yeah, March time frame, something like that. So I'm excited about it because we got to get over the hump of the tax season, bro. You know, when the tax season is coming, it's all dead. So we're really, we're really pumped up about that. So that's what we're going to touch on today. The Diddy documentary, the biggest problem, drama, and maybe how women influence men to destroy their lives. How's that sound? That sound like a banger? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that room. Go open up that Zoom room going on, guys. Let me do a couple of clickaroos here. Make sure it looks good. And I'm gonna go ahead and take this, get this invite dropped into the chat. Copy invite link. Okay, so I'm clicking around. And I'm gonna go over to the chat and drop it in there for the guys, and they're 100% invited to come in here. Oh, wow, Mr. Jiki, you just posted. I just saw what you posted. You just posted a fantastic picture of a blizzard. Wow, that's incredible, okay? So, guys, I did drop that link in the chat. You guys are more than welcome to come in here. Oh, wow, we got Deacon being cooter. All right, so he says, why do men have such a hard time taking accountability? The woman you gave me, Bibble. That's true. You're 100% right. Deacon Bean Cooter, you're 100% right. Men definitely have to take accountability. But here's one caveat that I want to put out there, okay? I agree with you wholeheartedly that it's better to abstain. What does it say in the Bible? It's better to live in a small corner of a house than have a woman with strife as your wife or something like that. I completely agree with that. But I would say this. There's one caveat that the Bible doesn't really cover. Okay, now all you Bible bros out there, you can challenge me on this if you want. The Bible doesn't cover the fact that when women are mothers, that they train their sons, and their sons have no ability to defend against that training. Okay, so the only way that they can change is when they get older, and they get done wrong by women, right? Because as men, when we grow up, right? As men, when we grow up, and I got to keep my eye on the Zoom thing. We got James in here. Hold on, James. I'll bring you in a second. When women get older, I mean when boys grow up and they get older, they have to unlearn what they've been taught as a mother. What does he say? A railing woman in the house also considered the verse better to eat a plate of vegetables than the rewards of wickedness. Yeah, that's true. You want to stay within purity, but the point that I'm trying to make is a lot of sons grow up, and the archetype for their relationship with women is the relationship that they have with their mother. Okay, so if their mother has trained them to always please them, then when they get older, then the first couple of relationships that they have with women, they're going to be simps, plain and simple. They're going to be simps. They're not going to know any better. They're going to try to please the woman, and they're going to allow that to destroy their lives until they learn from it. And then they're going to try and go, and they're going to try to, change it up and say, hey, wait a minute, this ain't the way it is. So that's the kind of way that I think about it when I think about it. All right, we got James in the chat already in the Zoom. We're going to pull him in real quick. James, can you hear me, bro? How you doing?
You all right, peeps? How's it going?
What's going on? Good to see you. I wanted to talk a little bit about this.
It's overrated, that pleasing a woman. It's overrated, man.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know the first thing about pleasing a woman myself. You know what I'm saying? As long as she pleases me, that's all I care about.
Yeah. Well, that's that. Even in the Bible, that's the proper hierarchy, isn't it? You got in the Bible teaches you got Jesus, you got the man, and then you got the woman, then you got the children. And what you got? Go Pats on right there. All right, let's go, Pat.
Super Bowl champs, baby. Super Bowl champs. Even though I put a stack of money on the Packers to win the Super Bowl, but I'm a Pats fan, so I'm rooting against myself here.
Oh, you think that's what's going to happen? You think the Steelers are going to win this year?
No. I put a load of money on the Green Bay Packers at the start.
At the start of the season. Okay.
That's going to blow up. So I've just flushed money down the toilet, mate. I was a big believer in Jordan Love. You know what I mean? And when they got Micah Parsons, I thought it was over. But fuck.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. I don't, bro. I have honestly, I have stopped watching football. But you think the Patriots are going to get it this year? Who's the guy on the Patriots?
Drake May, man. Drake May's going to get MVP. Drake May's going to take the Patriots all the way.
He's gonna go all the way. Okay. Yeah. What do you guys think out in the chat? In the chat,
he's a second coming. He's a second coming to Tom Brady. All you like fans out there are just gonna have to get. This is the Dynasty 2.0, mate. It's over. Drake May, and Mike Vrabel. They are the new Belichick and Brady.
Well, hey, man, that Belichick, bro, yeah, for sure. You think, what about Belichick and his, 20-year-old wife?
Belichick is my hero. He's Mount Rushmore. I don't care what Belichick done in his career. I don't care how many Super Bowls he won. The fact that he pulled that little treacle, he's Mount Rushmore, mate. That bird. I love it. Belichick, mate, if I get to that age and I could have that kind of pulling power, he's my hero. He goes down in history. You get all these haters like Clay Travis and all that saying, he's destroying his legacy, Yeah, but his bird's way fitter than your wife, mate, so shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, and bro, doesn't that fit in with what we were just talking about? Like women ruining men's lives?
He sucks now. Belichick sucks as a coach. North Carolina are shit. You know what? He's going to get drummed out of college football. I think his one shot of redemption is coming back and being the Giants coach.
Oh, you think?
One shot of redemption.
Oh, you think he's going to do that?
Come back, be the Giant. Because look, you've already got the ingredients here. You've got Jackson Dart. You've got Cam Scatterboo. You've got who's the wide receiver that Brando really likes? Brandon. Is it Neighbors? Neighbors.
I'm at a loss, man. Like I said, I checked out of NFL a couple years ago. What do you think about Mr. Geeky? He says NFL is fixed. It's rigged. What are your thoughts on that?
Everyone says that, though, don't they? I don't hate on people like that, but you got to know I'm a sport guy. I'll always be a sport guy. I'm not really a comic book universe guy. Where when people when they call it sport, I get really agitated. It takes a lot to get me angry now. Well, actually, it doesn't take a lot to get me angry, but when I keep hearing sport, I kind of get a bit vexed. But I don't hate on people who have that opinion. It's their opinion. Who gives a fuck?
I agree.
I mean, boxing's been fixed. We know boxing's been fixed. It was fixed by baseball was fixed by Arnold Rothstein back in the day. He fixed the World Series, didn't he? I mean, the mafia fixed boxing. They got fighters to take a dive. So it's not beyond the realm of possibility. But I'm saying, don't say that when I'm betting on these things. Don't go on about it's fucking fixed, mate, because I might as well be flushing the money down the toilet.
Well, we all need something, a little bit of entertainment in our lives, right? Mr. Jiki says
I need the rush, man. I need the rush of losing money. There's nothing that thrills me more. The two things that thrill me the most in life is losing a shit ton of money betting and women telling me to fuck off. That just makes my day. You know what I'm saying? Those makes my day.
Those are two good pastimes. Mr. Jiki says he sees the Pats could win it all this year. All right, and then K the Todd says sports ball, bro. Sports ball.
It's fucking sports ball, isn't it? It's like fucking hell, mate.
Bro, he's trying to wind you up a little bit. What about?
No, I like it. I like the chat. It's funny, but it's
we want a little bit of that.
I found that when I was ducking and diving around that, that comic book chat, internet, online kind of thing, you find that they're they take the Nick Fuentes line, don't they? They're all sports shit, sports for queers and puffs. It's all a bit it's kind of I don't know if they think they're above it or whatever, but they think it's shit, don't they? It's not them, is it? I suppose a lot of them didn't like the jocks at school, did they?
That's what it's all about. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
The jocks and the nerds. It's kind of like that jocks and the nerd thing. Yeah, but it's come full circle. The nerds, the meek have inherited the earth. The nerds are rich. The richest man in the world is a fucking moron. Not a actual moron, but he is a social moron, isn't he? This guy, it's amazing. What really amazes me about Elon Musk is that he's so prolific with women. He's had so many kids with women that are all right looking. Some of them are all right looking. Some of them are skanky, but some of them are all right looking. And this guy's got no game. He can barely talk to anyone. He's like a robot. So I wonder how he... it just goes to show the meek have inherited the earth. He's got a shit ton of money that allows him to get any woman on planet Earth. There's no woman that will turn him down. He might be shit in bed and can barely hold a conversation, but he can have any woman on the planet.
Yeah, it makes me wonder. I think there's like a really different kind of elite kind of culture where they supply these guys with women in order to do whatever they want. And I think that's crazy. Kay the Todd says he likes UFC and poker, and some baseball is good. Yeah, I agree with you on that. But it's the back to the nerd thing. They love their comic books, they love their Dungeons and Dragons, they love their Pokemon. They don't want anybody to make fun of them for that.
It's like they're gangs, isn't it? It's like they're gangs, isn't it? And they're fighting and they wear their colours. It's like Bloods and Crips, isn't it? The Bloods could be the football guys, the sports guys. The Crips could be the fucking nerdy comic book, Dungeons and Dragons, whatever they play, board games, tabletop games. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. And it's like, it's a clash of cultures online, isn't it, really? You've got certain people that are one way and certain people that are another. And I kind of like, I'm my way, but I rub along better with like the more studious type people like John and that. Like yesterday, when I was sending you, I was going, look, I'm John. I'm sitting watching this documentary and I'm writing an essay. I'm doing my homework on Diddy. So I'm writing down, I say, this is the good point of the Diddy documentary. It mainly focuses on gay sex and baby oil, but dude.
Yeah, before we get there, Kay the Todd says D&D is great, but he's a huge nerd. But that's not my point. I want everybody to love and enjoy what they want to love and enjoy. I don't have a problem with that.
I would go for a pint. If you're just a good guy, man, if you're a good guy, you're a stand-up guy, you don't get lemon, you're not an arsehole. I can go and have a pint with anyone. You know what I mean? I can go I'll go anywhere. You want me to go and fucking look at some comic books with you? I'll probably zone out, but I'll go and look at some comic books with you. You know what I mean? If that's what floats. We got your boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got to be drinking some alcohol or something, bro. It can't just be, But
I'd have like one of those Irish milkshakes or something. You know what I mean? So it'd be like, I'll be hanging with the Big Bang Theory crew, and I'll be like, oh fuck.
Where's Penny? Yeah, like where's
zoning out or something?
Yeah, where's Penny at? But no, as long as people enjoy something. My point was. It's a little bit hypocritical to make fun of sports ball.
It would be a shit world if you just had a chat made up of it would be a shit world if you just had a chat made up of the same people. You know what I said? I like being around people that are different to me. I don't want to be around people like me. I'm an arsehole. Why would I want to be around people like me?
Yeah, facts. Now when we get into that Diddy thing, bro, what about that Diddy documentary? So they drop a Diddy documentary on Netflix. They got 4 episodes of it, right? So talk to me about it.
It's a shit title. I was really disappointed with the title because I've done a YouTube video, and my YouTube videos have been doing really well. I've been doing at least like 600 to 1,000, and that's good for me. And then I dropped this Sean Combs The Reckoning, and I've got about 1 view. It's like, so it's a shit title. Should have been something like Diddy Diddling or something. You know I mean?
You should have used the one I used. Today I used Booty Banger.
It was like fucking, I should have had a catchy title, but it was such a weird thing because everything that I imagined it would be. So Gene Borello, who was the one who said watch it. He takes a different stance. He thinks it's really cool that Diddy fought the law and won. You know what I mean? It was a soft case. He got 50 months. He can do that standing on his head. He was looking at life. And he thinks it's really good that he got 8 Jews. He got a team of 8 Jew big-nosed lawyers who were the top of their field. And he paid them an exorbitant amount of money. And they basically won the case, really, didn't they? He's doing 50 months. But when you think he could have been doing life, kind of he's dodged the bullet. Because he was basically running a criminal enterprise, right?
Yeah.
This guy was he grew up and his mother turned him into this fluffy, puffy dandy, this extrovert, this very feminine man she turned him into.
There you go. His father was ruining men's lives, Yeah,
because he had no male influence. His father was a drug dealer. His father was murdered at an early age.
Right.
He idolized that world. He kind of like wanted to be a criminal. It was kind of like that TV series Snowfall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like the lead.
It's a lot like Charleston White. Charleston White has the same exact story. We can touch on him later, but go on with what you're saying.
Yeah, he was kind of like, he always wanted to be half a gangster, but the problem is he got into this music world and he made out that like Biggie Smalls was his best friend. But he says later in the documentary, I'm incapable of having friends and friendship because I'm kind of like the devil.
Oh, and so he's like, he's just a user.
Yeah, he's a user of talent. So he was a no talent guy. He had no practice. He had no musical talent. He used other people, and what he did, like you mentioned this, you were saying he was like the Black Hesh from The Sopranos.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
ripped them off. He didn't give them any rights. He kind of kept them. He held them there at the record label. He wouldn't give them any money. He just give them enough money to eat. You know, he made them dependent, and he basically stole all the rights so he'd get all the money.
Yeah.
And the thing was, he was so desperate to be the man, but he knew as long as Biggie Smalls was there and Tupac Shakur was there, he couldn't be the man and rise to the top because he didn't have the talent to do it.
Right,
so they
right.
basically said he engineered their murder through the Southside Crips.
Wow.
So he engineered them. He wanted to take down Suge Knight as well, but Suge Knight survived the shooting, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he kind of rose to the top. And then what happened after that? He assumed the role of like half a gangster, and he got to live out his like sexual peccadillos and his psychosexual fantasies, especially with this one girl. See, I'm not into black women, but this bird was like mixed race, and she's like really attractive. What was her name? Let me check.
Was it Cassie or
Cassie Ventura. Look
Yeah.
up Cassie Ventura.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
got to her when she was 18 years old,
Yeah.
right? And she was fit as fuck. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He knew what he was doing. And then what he would do with her, he would go to hotels under the alias of Frank Black. And this is
Yeah.
where the baby oil comes into it. He found this big black dude who was muscled up, who was a gigolo, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they would do like drink, drug, and sex orgies for 10 years. And he would
Wow.
pay this black dude. He would pay this black dude $6,000 a time for 18-hour sessions. But the
18
problem was,
hours? Holy shit.
yeah, and the gigolo goes to this Cassie, how can you last this long, right? And he said, oh, me and Diddy are doing ecstasy. So they got the gigolo, this big black gigolo, right, who looked like Terry Crews. You know what I mean? They got him into ecstasy so he could last longer. But the weird thing about it was Diddy had this. He liked to record it, right? And he also He also spent a year collecting this dude's semen.
Why would he do that? That's crazy.
Yeah, the gigolo asked him, "What are you doing with it?" And he goes, "Oh, you know, just stuff. I'm just collecting it. You know what I mean?" So he collect this in a bottle. He collect this dude's semen for a year. This gigolo, and don't forget, this was a 10-year relationship.
So did he know Aaron Ibholt or what?
That's what I thought. It's like the Hollywood version, right, of Ricada, Imholt, Drexel, all that lot, whatever his name is, April, Nick's Missus. It kind of made me think of that, but he was collected. But the weird fetish with Diddy was the baby oil, right? Because he was recording it, and he'd sit there in the corner, like they do, you know, the people, and he'd go, "You're not fucking her hard enough," apparently he would say, right? And he goes, "You need more baby oil, right? You need more baby oil." And right, this geezer was literally walking baby oil, and he would just put more on, and then he'd get that Cassie Ventura to nosh the bloke off when he was like dripping in baby. He's
Sounds terrible.
He's dick stripping in baby oil, and he's getting this Cassie Ventura to like nosh him off, and that. And like, did he like to watch? He didn't really like to participate, but then I think later, you know, because things went sour with this Ventura girl, this Cassie Ventura, because she started going with Kid Cudi.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And Diddy flipped out.
Diddy kidnapped one of his employees, right, at gunpoint, took her to Kid Cudi's house, and he was going to murder him.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
And then then Diddy started getting into the gay stuff, you know what I mean? They didn't touch on Bieber, which was weird.
Yeah, why didn't they talk about Bieber? Yeah, because you know he had broke Bieber, bro.
Do you think that's something to do with 50 Cent? Because 50 Cent was producing it. It's 50 Cent cool with Bieber.
Well, apparently, K the Todd said 50 Cent paid for the documentary on Diddy. And then Cut the Grass said he was going to make an Aaron Himmelholt joke, too. But, yeah, I don't know. Why are they leaving that out? Also, did they talk about, I know that he was, like, fucking some record executive or something like that. Like, one of the big record executive guys would come down and they would go in the room and they would have a little session or whatever and then come out. So, you know, bro, this is wild. Did they talk about, like, the record companies at all, or do they just focus on Diddy? Because Diddy, to me, seems like he's not, like, a random guy just doing this by himself. I think he was, like, he was doing basically what the record company told him to do.
I think the thing that I drew from it was, if he was white, he'd have never got as far as he got. But he was like this black dude that everyone rallied around in Hollywood. I mean, he even got the key to the city of New York, didn't he?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Kind of like he was the poster child for black success, wasn't he?
Uh-huh.
He was this billionaire. He had Sean John clothes. He had like the alcohol. I think he was like big in some kind of vodka brand. Like, was it Krug, Croc? It was something.
He had C-Rock, yeah.
C-Rock, yeah. So he was big. He was big in that, and like no one wanted. I mean, he was on like Ellen DeGeneres, wasn't he? And they were all making jokes about it. It was like some kind. It's like Hollywood, isn't it? It's this open secret that he was this kind of like Machiavellian bisexual. But the problem was he was just a control freak.
Yeah.
And he was beating the fuck out of women. He was shooting men. You know what I mean? He was literally like, he basically, you know, if you wanted to get somewhere, you had to either nosh him off, or he had to like, you know, you had to have like sex with him and shit. He was just holding that power. He got that power, and most people would use it to like be with women or start a criminal empire. It seemed to me he just wanted it so he could have sex with people. It was that was like his thing. It was like he was obsessed with that, the power that came from like holding it over people and using sex as a weapon.
Yeah,
it was like that was what he was doing. It's mad.
Everybody's saying that 50 Cent hated Diddy for years, and that's true. I know he did. He called Diddy out all the time. He busted his balls. Pat says it's worse than Hollywood. We got Presby, bro. What's up, bro? 07 you in the chat. Good to see you. We made loss because of people like Diddy. K the Todd says that's true. Now, one of the things that I was going to ask you was, do you think that I heard that Diddy they wanted to sell C-Rock and they wanted to cut Diddy out of the deal for that vodka and spirits, and he put up a big fight about it. He was very angry and he started to sue him. And a lot of people think that's why all of this trouble happened to him, is because he didn't go along with that alcohol deal. Did they talk about that at all?
They didn't really go into anything like that, but it's a possibility, because when you think about it, he was involved in a lot of things because of how like quick he rose and how successful he was, like with this Sean John clothing. And if you wanted to extricate yourself because you knew this geezer was a bit sticky, you know, he had skeletons in his closet and he was going to come out. It's quite possible. But I did notice about one thing you got to say about him. He was when the shit hit the fan, right? Literally, when the shit hit the fan, he turned into full gangster. You saw him on the phone. And he was like, look, you owe me. I made you. You got to start getting out in this and doing positive press for me. And he said, look, you got to find me. He says, money's no option. I've got more money than I'll ever need. You've got to find me the best fucking lawyers. And if we can't get them in America, we'll get them in Europe. If we can't get them in Europe, we'll get them in fucking Africa, he said. You just find me the best lawyers. You get me out of this jam, and anyone that's ever done anything for me and owes me a favour, they got to get out in front of this and do positive PR. And it's like, he was full gas. I reckon he would have murdered the whole fucking room. You know what I mean? He was like a switch with this guy. He had that fucking killer. He's got that killer instinct. You could tell. He's a div. He really is an emotional divvy character, but he flicks that switch and he goes full gangster.
Have you ever met any people like that in real life?
Yes.
How was that, if you don't mind sharing?
I've met real I told you, didn't I, in Eastbourne? I met real gangsters.
How was that?
I used to, when I was in Eastbourne, I was friends with people that came over from Albania, and, you know, they were in conflict with Serbians, and these people were war criminals.
That's like next level, bro.
That's real They're real gangsters. You know what I mean? These were people that had participated in their military.
Yeah, that's military.
They committed ethnic genocide.
Holy
shit,
what I
mean?
Bro.
You know about Kosovo and Serbia and Albania. And I was telling you how in the 90s, mid to late 90s, we had the influx of Eastern Europeans in London and the South Coast.
Yeah.
So I knew those people. One of my best friends was Yuri.
Yeah.
And he works in this bar called the Townhouse, and he was a restaurant guy, right?
Yeah.
But he wasn't a restaurant guy.
No,
he was a drug dealer.
Yeah.
He was a drug dealer.
And
he was.
Those guys have the best tracksuits, don't they?
Yeah. Do you know the geezer? I'll tell you what they look like. Do you know Nico Bellic from Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
They all look like Nico Bellic
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Grand Theft Auto. These people will literally murder you with their eyes. If they look at you a certain way, you will piss your fucking pants. These are like real types. You know what I mean? And because I was friends with the Albanians, I always got shit from the Serbs. You know what I mean? And the Serbs in that area, they were the doormen, so they ran the doors on all the clubs and the pubs.
Oh, okay.
And Yuri was like, he needed access, didn't he, because of his extracurricular activities when he wasn't a chef.
Yeah. When he wasn't a chef. Yeah. Yuri the chef, bro. I love it. That's a great character. Yeah. I've met a couple of people like that too, mostly in business though. That they would just like, they would have that mask on that they were your friend, but as soon as you didn't get something done, the mask dropped and they were like, listen, I don't care what you have to do. Make this fucking happen, okay? Or it's gonna be your fucking ass kind of thing.
I really don't think, when it's like people talk about now, like you know more about this because of where you live, but I read the term gangster. I think they're everywhere. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're a criminal out on the streets selling drugs and murdering people. If you rise to any level, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a movie mogul guy, whether you're in the music industry, you've got to be half a gangster. You know what I mean? To get these contracts, to play hardball, to accumulate this power, this wealth, this influence.
No, you're right.
You've got to have a criminal mentality.
Well, you have to have the ability to operate without empathy. You have to have the ability to be 100% narcissistic in order to be a high achiever. And, like I've always had that philosophy that, like, selling drugs is like 100% capitalism right there. You take your product, your muscle, you go out, you try to take it, right? And that's 100% capitalistic business right there. But you see it in every area. You see it in business, you see it in law, you see it in all kinds of different places where people use their power to do that kind of thing. And I don't have any like experience like you do in the criminal realm, but I have it in like the business realm. Like
Nick did, didn't he? In a way, Nick kind of like came out the victor, didn't he, with this Aaron Imholt thing? Yeah. Because he was a lawyer, he knew the law, he knew how to play hardball. He didn't do any time, did he? But Aaron Imholt did 10 fucking days because he was a fucking balloon head who couldn't keep his mouth shut. You know what I mean? Nick,
that's a great example.
He knew how to keep his mouth shut. He knew the rules. He knew the law. He knew what he'd done. He knew, like, with searches, he knew what was right and what was wrong when it came to searching and shaking him down. But Aaron was like, he'd just go online, didn't your boy do good? And then he's doing revenge porn or shit. And he's bragging to everyone what he's doing. It's like, he was a nerd, basically, wasn't he? He was way out of his depth.
He's a wannabe. Now, one of the things that I quickly learned as soon as I got higher in business and I was around all these guys who were like really wealthy, like I told you, I was friends with the owner of my company and he was friends with the John Paul Getty, and we went to the Getty's house a couple of times. He knew people who owned entire high rises in San Francisco, so he was a big guy. And I learned quickly, like, the first thing you got to do is you got to keep your mouth shut and you got to keep other people's secrets. Okay, like, bro, like, for example, this guy, my boss, the owner of the company, we went on trips to different places in the world and we went to different conventions, and he would find himself some company, and I knew his wife, I knew his whole family, and they had me over for dinner, but I had to, I had to keep that secret, right? I couldn't tell. I could say, hey, by the way, did you know that your so-and-so was doing this in another country? I had to keep that secret. And as soon as you keep the secret, then the trust starts to build up, right? And then you get higher and higher and higher. And that's what you have to do. The last thing
what I usually do, right?
What?
What I usually do when someone says to me, if the first thing comes out their mouth and they say, I know a secret, I've got a secret. You know what I say to them? I say, keep it to your fucking self and don't tell me.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right.
Keep it to yourself.
Yeah, needy people want to share these secrets and get power on other people and stuff like that. That's not the way that will always you'll end up being at the bottom of the totem pole with that, because
Diddy was the king of that, man. He was the king of like attaining blackmail and using it against people. Because he was very much at the heart of the documentary. He was his mother's son. And his mother is kind of a manipulative cunt, and he was a very womanly guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was quick to temper, He was very quick to temper, and he got his nose put out of joint. And he loved demeaning and bullying women. There was some girl, I can't remember what her name was, Aubrey O'Day. Was it Aubrey? Aubrey O'Day?
Yeah, Aubrey O'Day. Yeah, the Pussycat Dolls or whatever.
Yeah, he was like, "You're gorgeous. You're the front. You're everything." And he was so fucking hard. He was so fucking hard on her, right? Harder than any of them. And he just put her down 24/7. Oh, you're shit. You're ugly. You're not good enough. And yet she wasn't shit or ugly. She was quite fit.
Yeah.
But he was the type of guy that loved to demean women because it made him feel powerful. You know what I mean?
Well, that's really interesting you say that, because that's like the whole pimp dichotomy, the whole pimp character. They play lover boy, they gaslight the woman, then they traumatize her to keep her close to them, to make them do what they want to do. And also, if you go back to the Bible, you can see that in Genesis. If you look at Adam and Eve gets pimped out by Lucifer to give Adam the apple, right? So it's always been like this. We've always had the pimp as the third character in the relationship role. So that's crazy, bro. And also, his mom fucking ruined his ass by putting a feminine nature inside of him, right? And he never got rid of it.
His first record, I think it was something called like Flavor Town or something, and he fucked everyone over at Flavor Town. That was his first company before Bad Boy. And the geezers there, they're like 50 Cent, in they. I think a lot of black guys don't like homosexuals, do they?
No.
Blacks do not like homosexuals. So I think 50 Cent probably hated Diddy because he knew he was a puff and he was going around like sexually abusing men and shit. He probably fucking hated that. But he was a dandy, you know what I mean? Like you said, he dressed like a pimp. He wasn't on the street, but anywhere he'd have like the big like fucking fur coats, wouldn't he, and shit like that. And he was top hats, and he was always wearing white and that, and like all that. He was very like he was a boy. He looked like a boy band guy, didn't he? He very much looked like a One Direction type person. And he was very feminine in his nature.
Yeah, he wanted to be in front of the camera. He didn't want to be behind it, and he wanted to do anything he could do to get in front of the camera. But he didn't have the skill to do it, so he was jealous of all those guys. Excuse me. I had to get some water real quick. And he was jealous of those guys, and he wanted to, take advantage of them and put them below him with his strength. And so that was really an eye-opener. But that's a feminine trait, That's a feminine quality. And it does fine in women, but it doesn't do good in men at all. And so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like, I can't remember. There's all these fucking names, like all these weird black names. I can never fucking remember them. They're all shitty. Like, that was the weird name. They've got stupid fucking names. And it's like, but there was like a guy, it was like the Love album he did or something, or like the Lover Boy album. He didn't write any of that. He didn't write any of that album, and he didn't sing any of the tracks, right? He got someone to sing it, and basically this guy had to walk him through it, how to mimic like him. Because he kept singing it wrong. He was like, look, you don't sing it like that. You sing it like this. Watch me, just copy me. And I had to go through it over and over again. He couldn't even he wasn't even a good copycat, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He didn't have any talent in his body. You know what I mean? He was devoid of talent.
Yeah. I've come across these people in my life, and I've seen them try to watch me and then copy my mannerisms, And like I'll be at the bar and they'll be like watching me out of the corner of their eye. It's very eerie. I'll be talking to some people or whatever. And then like, maybe a half an hour later, I'll hear them telling my same joke to a different group of people. Like it was their joke. Like it happened to them. And I'm like, bro, what the hell's that all about, But,
well, they do like your mannerisms and your cadence and your voice and your patter.
Yeah, because they saw it got a laugh over here, so they want to get a laugh over there for them. And it's the same kind of thing. It's very creepy, bro. It's very weird.
Yeah, I think it's like he lacks confidence, I think. It's weird, isn't it? When someone's putting on the bravado, it's like he was playing a character. I think that's why he kept changing his name, because the character evolved in like different aspects. It was like he had the gangster character, then he had the sexual predator character, the pervert. You know what I mean? He was always changing this. And I think that thing with that Cassie girl though at 18, I think that's the bit that stuck with me, because she was like this young girl, right? And it's that same old story, isn't it? Like you have in that California Hollywood story, where a girl comes to town and she's like, I want to be a star. I want to be an actress. I want to be a musician.
Yeah.
And he was basically, he took this 18-year-old girl, right? He fucked off his like wife or partner that he had a couple of kids with. And
Yeah.
for 10 years, he just fucking, he took this shining star. And when, by the
Yeah.
time it was the, you remember in the hotel lobby where he beat the fuck out of her?
Yeah.
I think that was the end of it, where he beat the fuck out of her in the hotel lobby. He just laid into her.
Yeah, and then that's when
mad, man.
Yeah, that's when she ran to Kid Cudi or whatever after that.
Yeah.
But we got K the Todd in the chat. He says he's autistic, so he will absent-mindedly copy people's physical tics, but not tell other people's stories. Yeah, I'm not talking about autistic people. And I'm not
you can't blame people for that shit.
No, and I'm not even talking about people who are like maybe are like not very good socially, and so they see you doing something and they kind of do it too. I'm talking about people who try to steal your personality and then they try to talk shit to devalue you so that they can be the only one with that personality. That's more of a narcissist.
Kind of like they lift you to lift themselves up. They got to put you into the ground, haven't they? That's what it kind of is like. It's like they see you, if you're up here and they're down there and they don't like it, they want to kind of role reverse it. So they basically encompass all your traits that got you there and then drive you into the ground with it, try to diminish you and make you less.
That's exactly it, yeah.
Actually, you can't let, this is what I'd say to anyone in the chat, right? It doesn't matter who you are or how you act. You are who you are. You can't change that. But don't let anyone ever try and put it on you and fuck you over. Be who you are, be proud of who you are, and don't let some geezer or a woman or anyone come into your life and try to put it on you. You just listen to me. Tell them go fuck themselves straight out. You don't need that people in your life. Seriously. And if you have to smash, and if they keep insisting, just smash them in. Not women. Don't smash women in the face. But like if they're men, just smash them in the face, mate. They'll be the biggest pussies in the world.
It's true they are pussies, but what I would say too is if you're not good socially, then observe other people and try to copy that stuff and do it yourself. But that doesn't mean you're taking their stories or trying to assume their identity. It's a little bit like Talented Mr. Ripley. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that Talented Mr. Ripley with Jude Law, Matt Damon. That's the stuff I'm talking about. We've all been around somebody who was, really awesome and cool, in a social environment. Like, they're like Cat Williams, and you're like trying to copy some of that, charisma or something, right?
Yeah.
And
it's
maybe
a TV show, isn't it? But I can't think of it now. It's got Giovanni Ribisi in it. What the fuck? He's like, where he takes someone else's personality. He takes someone else's personality.
Yeah.
Can't remember what that fucking show is.
That's happened to me one or two times in my life. One time really big when somebody did that, and I had to study all about it and learn about the cluster B personality traits and disorders, and that's how I came to know it. Now, speaking of cluster B personality disorder, bro, I don't know. Did you catch the last part of The Biggest Problem in the Universe last night? That was wild.
I heard about it. Like Mr. Jicky was going on about it. Yeah, you've been going on about it, so I've been listening. But I dropped out of it, didn't I? I couldn't go back into it. I was like, that was my favourite pod. Yeah, it was like I couldn't miss it. It was must watch, and you know how I feel about most pods and streams. I can't watch. I think
I totally hear you.
I thought that one was special and was really going places, and then for me it just fell off a cliff, and I've never gone back. It's like, and I wasn't one of those guys, right, that always like go fucking veto, but it just got to the point where veto just kept being veto, and it started to annoy me. And I'm dude, you've got something really good, right? And you seem to be really going out of your way to fuck this up, right? You've done it with Super Killer. You put a couple of nails in the coffin, and now every time you go on there, you're just an antagonist, and to the point that you're not even in the same room anymore. I liked it that they were in the same room. I liked the chemistry of them. They could kind of go over each other and strangle each other if they wanted to. I liked that tension. Now Vito's just in his weird apartment, apartment complex, and Dick's in his big old fucking house, and it seems pretty sterile to me.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. But you know, the thing about it is it feels like you're watching a Western and a gunfight could break out at any moment. And like, I feel this underlying tension. And they're talking about bullshit stuff. And like, Dick's like, yeah, haha. And Vito's like, oh, yeah. And I'm waiting for that mask to drop. And last night, the mask dropped, bro. And there was a super chat or something about Riley and Mint. And then Vito went ahead and started talking all about it and gloating about it. And I guess Dick couldn't handle that. That was a line too far, and he just started calling Vito out, and they had a kind of a drag out back and forth for about an hour, and that's kind of what that show's turned into. I don't know if you know, but they said they're going to change the time of the show to Thursday, and I think that's going to kill the show, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's already on its last legs. They're going to move it to Thursday. Like, what the hell is that all about? Who's genius?
Is that like a soft reboot? Do they think it'll be like a less competitive day or something? Because I've noticed the numbers are dreadful.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Because I remember like at its height, it was doing like 2,500, 3,000 live views. And as soon as the stream would end, they'd be on 10,000. And after a day, they'd be at 20,000. I checked it earlier because I saw that you were talking about it. And it was like 4.5, 4.5. It was like 4,500.
Yeah.
And it's coming up to over 24 hours. So it's like, it seems like a soft reboot, maybe. I don't know. It's just, I don't know where you go, because how much more legs can you get out of Dick's frustrated with Vito?
Yeah.
Dick wants to strangle Vito. Dick wants to shout at Vito. I know Vito's like turned into this antagonist, but he always was this kind of antagonist. But the humour seems to have gone. You need to have the humour, don't you? If it's just two people that don't like each other, then what is that? Is that
no? You're
100%.
You're 100% right. Two things. First thing is that Kay the Todd says Vito needs therapy bad, and I agree with that. And Kay, he says that he kind of reminds him of Diddy with his hate of women, and I think that's very interesting because
that is true. He does hate women.
Yeah, and there's
I think that's because. Sorry to interrupt you, but I think that's because Vito looks in the mirror and probably doesn't like what he sees. You know what I mean? He's a man that lacks confidence. He probably doesn't really know how to talk to women. So that turns to frustration and it turns to hate. I might be wrong. I'm no psychologist, but that would be my take.
Well, from what I could tell, Vito is driven by attention. Like he wants attention all the time. And if he can't get attention from women, then he turns and he hates women. You know, I think that's what it's all about, because they won't perform how he kind of wants them to perform. He won't give him the attention that he wants. And also, it was Vito's idea to move it to Thursday because Vito said he had something to do on Friday nights. And I'm like, bro, this is wild, man. That's a wild thing to do. You're making how much money on this? And you're like, oh, I'm going to move it to Thursday because I'd rather go, I don't know, start a new show or do something else on a Friday nights or whatever.
What's he going to do? Play video games? What's he doing?
I don't know. Or is he going to sell Pokemon cards or something like that? I have no idea. We got John.
They were making 30 grand a month. They were making 30 grand a month, right? I will stream, right? I will stream with almost anybody, unless you've done something disgusting and you're a convicted criminal and it's for something disgusting. I'll even stream with fucking criminals for 30 grand a fucking month. You know what I'm saying? It's like, unless you've done something deplorable that I can't be on the same stream as you or like that.
Right.
I'll carry on and like bite my tongue for 30 grand, because 30 grand's 30 grand.
No, 100%.
That's 15 grand each a month.
Yeah.
You know, what are we doing here?
Yeah, for real. Shout out to John in the chat. Good to see you, John. We got Hal too. Shout out to John. She says, I can't tell if it's a he or she. Is it bad that he feels bad for Vito sometimes? And you know what? I felt the same way, but then I thought about it. And the whole, what Vito's game is to trigger your empathy so that he can draw you back in and capture your attention. And that's what this is all about. This is all about Vito getting your attention. And so he goes back and forth. Like if you watch him talk to Dick, he goes back and forth with his attempts to curry different emotional reactions out of Dick. Like he'll get mad and then he'll say something direct to Dick, like a passive aggressive whatever, and then he'll come back and say, "Well, I'm trying. I've got this. I've got that. I'm depressed. Blah blah blah." He's trying to unlock Dick's combination to try to get his empathy again, but it's not working. And so I agree with you. Go on.
I don't know how much empathy you can have for him if you're a woman. when he goes on like Ethan Rouse stream and he calls all women cunts. You know what?
Yeah,
I mean?
that was wild, man.
I'm not quite sure. He just basically, he didn't even just say mint. He just goes, yeah, all women are cunts. So I don't really know how much empathy you can have for the guy. I mean, the thing that annoys me, right? This is the thing that's annoyed me with Ethan Van Sciver and Vito. They're both overweight people. They're both morbidly obese. And they keep doing these, they keep telling their audience, right, we're doing these weight challenges.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to lose weight and we're going to do it very publicly and we're going to like weigh the scales and all that. And and I'll take Vito first. It was a bit on Biggest Problem in the Universe. You drew it, didn't you? The treasure and the booty, right?
Yeah.
Vito wouldn't do the bit.
Yeah. That was wild.
He wouldn't do the bit. The bit's the bit at the end. Everyone likes it. You know, they want to see Vito go on the scales. They want to see if he lost weight. They want to see if he's gained weight. They want to see if he stayed the same.
Yeah,
it was part of the show. And he just completely kiboshed it. He wouldn't do the bit.
Yeah.
And with the Ethan Van Sciver thing that annoyed me, it's like, if you're so desperate to lose weight, don't do it publicly on stream. Just do it quietly.
Yeah,
go to the gym. Do walking, get your diet sorted, and then rock up on stream one day and you've lost 20, 30 pounds and you shove it in people's faces. Don't be this annoying yo-yo dieter where you keep saying, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to lose weight. Either lose weight or just shut up and be obese.
Yeah,
just fucking do one or the other. That's what annoys me.
And we got a couple things. We got Riley in the chat. He says, "What's up, guys? Vito always trying to outsmart the audience, but he's really only cheats himself." Riley, we got to get you on here at some point when you're able to. I know you're out doing your thing.
I wanted to talk to Riley and have a proper conversation because the only two people, well, the only three people that really know the truth are Riley, Mint, and Sean. You know what I mean? I want to actually talk to him. I do not want to watch fucking, that fat slob Vito talk to that other fat slobby from Ralph. You know what I mean? I do not want to watch that. I have no interest in that. That's just annoying to me. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Well, more so like, what do you do afterwards? Every man goes through this, and every man has to rebuild and move on. So we got to do that. We also got CK in the chat. Shout out to CK, bro. We got Barb Rogers in the chat. Shout out to you, Barb. Good to see you. And then we got John joining the stream. Looks like John. What's up, bro? You're en route somewhere. What's going on? Talk to me.
Just left my new job. I am on the way home.
You're a little bit hot. You're a little bit hot on your microphone, but good to see you, man. I hope the job went good. We're just talking about the biggest problem in the universe and what happened last night with all of that action, bro. I don't know if you caught that, but that was wild.
No, I was asleep. What did I miss?
What happened was we got Dick and Vito kind of went after it a little bit because Vito was making fun of Riley and Mint and Sean and their situation. And basically, Dick was like, what, now you want to talk about these guys? You don't want to talk about them the whole year leading up to this, but now all of a sudden you want to talk about them. What do you think about that, James? That's crazy, right? He should be consistent.
Yeah, I want, but look, I've been blatant. I want Dick to kick Vito off and give the job to Riley. Give the kid a chance, man. I think Riley will take that ball and run with it. You know what I mean? I think Dick and Riley will be a great fucking combination. You know what I mean? I'm not advocating for someone to lose their job, even though I'm advocating for someone to lose their job. But no one listens to me, so I'm just saying, I think that would be a good solution. If Vito wants to tap out and you want to reboot the show, don't move today. Just give Riley a crack at it. It'd be good.
Yeah, I think I thought the same thing. I thought Riley would be a perfect fit for a different type of show, maybe. I don't know how that's going to go. Of course, that's all up to Dick. Dick's the main guy.
Yeah, it's nothing to do. It's just a suggestion from an outside person.
Yeah. And we all support Riley and all that kind of stuff. Riley says, yeah, he'll come on sometimes for sure. Vito would be having a great week if he didn't have been a puss earlier in the Vito Wars for sure. Yeah, Vito, he definitely stepped in it last night.
Bloody comic books, man. It's fucking comic books, man. It's like, that thing is like West Side Story, isn't it? It's like, fuck me. It's like that's when I tapped out. I couldn't, man. They're still going at it. I saw last night, Ethan's still going at it, Trash Cast 2000, he's still going after Eric July. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, what are you going to do? It's a niche market, isn't it? You're all scrabbling around. I mean, there's not a lot of money to go around, and you're all trying to cut each other's throat, and it's fucking.
Well, I definitely think Eric July's on his way out. He's trying to do crowdsourcing now, but he's trying to call it RIPA sourcing or something like that. So that's ridiculous, and I completely agree with EVS on that one. But what I was going to say is, don't you think that Vito kind of acts like a little bit like a poor man's Diddy, perhaps? You know, how he tries to bully around and he tries to make other people do stuff. And then, well, you know, he puts out a comic book and then doesn't even deliver. He takes in $137,000 and doesn't even get the comic book printed or delivered. Like, there's no accountability there. You know.
Vito's like Vito. Vito to me is a cosplay Italian. You know what I mean? There's real Italians that would cut your throat just to look at you. You know what I mean? And then there's Vito that's got Italian blood, right?
Yeah.
And he looks like he should be in The Sopranos, right?
Yeah.
He looks like he should be in a mafia movie, but he's all bark and no bite, isn't he? He just goes around and says stuff, you know, and he gets too emotional about things, you know, and he lets people, like Riley said, he lets people like Riley. Riley can like just get in his head and just do all kinds of stuff. He even let Mink get in his head and do all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? He let no offense, but he let that drip, that grey day drip, that melt frog Tony get in his head.
Yeah.
I can never ever get like bent out of shape by an idiot like Frog Tony. I can't stand that guy.
Yeah.
I know I'm dogging all these people, and it's bad. I just can't stand these people. Some of them, they drive me nuts.
Yeah, no. Riley goes. I did see that Vito finally upgraded his microphone last night, so he sounded a lot better. But he got dog walked like on last night's show. That is the truth, bro. Dick drug him on last night's show, and they even tried to get.
Good, isn't he?
Yeah,
Dick is good.
Dick
you know
is
what
good.
I mean? It's like. I'm usually not flustered, man. I'm not flustered, not even with like, you saw when Mersh come on. Like, D-Wag was going, oh yeah, you better be like, you know, better be on your game, better be. I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck, man. You could get like the hottest bird in the world and I wouldn't be flustered. I'd put it on her, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not sweating it. If Courtney comes on, do you think I'll be fucking sweating it?
No.
I'll be like saying, when you're going to invite me over, you know, we'll keep the dogs out, you know, Penelope and Chungus can sleep on the floor and all that. But it's like, I'll be saying all that, but like, it's like Dick's a smart guy, you know what I mean? He's got a sharp tongue and he's good with the banter. So like, he's always gonna do a guy like Vito up like a kipper, because Vito just hasn't got that. Vito hasn't got that.
Well, it's so weird that if Vito wants his acceptance so bad, and Dick said something last night that nailed it. He said, Vito said, well, how come we get along so well? And Dick said, well, it's because I have higher status and you want to please me. And Riley, you think Riley is below you, so you want to abuse him. And I was like, bro, that's a banger right there. Because that's 100% the truth. Mr. Jiki, he says that Vito said they're going to print the comic book, so they should be here in 10 to 14 months very soon. So yeah,
imagine if he'd have like hit you up, though. You'd have had it banged out in no time.
Well, yeah, no, the art was already done, though. The art was done.
I remember you said, you know, and he's a good art guy, didn't you? That's what you said, I remember.
Yeah, it's not on the art guy. It's on Vito, the psychological pressure. He didn't want to be judged the same way that...
He kept changing it, I remember now. Yeah, I'll take that back. That back, But I'm saying, you could do, like, if he said to you, do Super Killer 2, you could bang that out.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, I told Vito that he should hire Riley and Johnny Rocket to do Super Killer 2, and everybody would come back to it because they'd, oh my God, we got Riley, we got Johnny Rocket working on this. Oh, it'd probably get like 6 figures again. But that's just a good business deal. But Vito doesn't want the good business deal. Instead, he wants to sell Pokemon cards. Like, what the hell is that? That's kind of like...
He's the two S's, isn't he? He's stupid and stubborn.
He's very stubborn. Very stubborn.
He's stubborn and he's stupid. The reason he's stubborn is because he's Italian. He's Italian, that makes it, he's stubborn. It's going to be an inherent trait he's got because he's Italian. He's stubborn. And I don't know where the stupidity comes from, either his mother or his father. You know what I mean? I don't think that's got anything to do with being Italian. But
no. Now, Kay the Todd said he'd buy that comic book, and Mr. Jiki said he told him to do that too, and he blocked Mr. Jiki. And that's the other thing I hate too. Why does he block everybody? Why does he? Yeah, why does he block everybody? That makes me so mad, man.
I remember seeing an episode. He said he hates parasocial relationships.
Yeah.
You know, he hates the you know, when people do the comments and try and he thinks they get over familiar. You know what I mean? He doesn't like the parasocial aspect of online culture, does he?
Well, then get off the fucking internet, bro. That's what this is, right? You know, like, I don't have a gallery or galleries anymore, so I got to get on here and try to develop an audience so people get to know me and they say, I want to buy a painting. That's the whole point of this shit, right? The whole point of him getting on to do a show is so people come and watch his show. That's parasocial right there. He sold 130.
How did he get the money?
Yeah.
How did he get the money?
From the
He got
people.
the money through parasocial behaviour.
Yes.
Through
Yes.
fans are the biggest problem in the universe.
Yeah, that drives me nuts, man. And so I'm like,
The
what the
veto
hell?
files.
Yeah.
It's all the veto files that fucking put up the money.
Yeah. And so that drives me nuts. So like, I'm always watching The Biggest Problem. You know, I've watched it for like, you know, a while, and for like the last couple of weeks, it's been like really slow. But then last night it paid off, man. And you might want to watch it, everybody, if you haven't seen it. The last hour is really good. They get into it. And I love that psychology of when Dick is trying to pin Vito down, because Vito's so slithery, you know, and gets out of there, tries to slither around so much, and it reminds me so much of these different cluster B personality disorders. And it's very fascinating to watch from that point of view. Here's my question, though. Riley, if you're still listening, is Dick ever going to pull the plug on that? I know he said last night that he wouldn't, but is it just because he gave his word, or he's a man of honor, or he signed a contract, or, you know, why does Dick keep going on? Just because he wants to be on YouTube? I don't know. Maybe you know. Maybe I don't know. What do you think, James?
If you said like the last 2 weeks the show's on the comeback trail and it's starting to build a bit of momentum, why would Vito suddenly pull the rug and say go Thursday?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a power play. I think Vito wants to. He's running out of like things that he can do to get Dick's attention, and so he keeps doing these power plays and burning down his own boat, bro. I think that's what's going on. He's burning down his own ship. So next week it's going to be on Thursday. Riley said he wouldn't do it for less than $3,000 on Patreon. Okay, so that's kind of the answer there. That means the Patreon is still worthwhile. So it makes sense. It's a good business decision. You know, you give 1 or 2 hours a week. You know, you bat the ball around with Vito a little bit. You get in, you get out, you do your business. Hell, I've worked jobs like that, right? I worked in a restaurant a couple of times. I've done engineering jobs where I just got in there. I didn't like the people. I did my work. I got out. And if they gave me $3,000 a month, I'd do it too. What is that? That's only like, 12 hours a week or something like that? Hell yeah. So that makes sense. I'm sure John knows what I'm talking about. He's coming back from whatever he was doing. He's out there lighting them ladies on fire, right? You meeting them women out there, John? What's going on? Man on the street!
No, not really, man. I've just been busting my ass, waking up super early. That's why I've kind of been absent all over the place. But, man, it's funny. Like, you guys were talking about Eric July earlier, and I used to love that guy's show.
Yeah.
And then he came out with his comic book, and then Riley just, like, exposed him completely for
yeah, it killed it. It killed it. Now, James, Riley says there's no inside information or anything, but he'll let Vito sink the ship. He won't waste time if it's bringing $1,500 and $100 a month or less towards the new kid. Yeah, I don't want any. I don't want to break any news or anything like that. I don't want any inside
I just
baseball.
wanted to have a chat. I like chatting. Yeah. I like chatting to blokes. You know what I mean? I like chatting to my pals. I like chatting to my mates. Yeah. I just want to have a conversation. I don't give a shit about what you want to talk about. You can talk about anything. Talk about comic books if you want.
Yeah, I know Riley's out there getting his hustle on now. We got Vito. Mr. Cheeky says Vito's out there stepping over $20 to pick up a quarter. I couldn't have said it better myself. That's exactly what's happening. I remember when he was talking to Dick, and he said, "I'll go to the comic book stores and sell my comic books." Bro, why? When you could sit on a show and sell $137,000 worth of product, bro. Come on. That's crazy. And then Pat said he sure did. So that's wild, man. That's wild. That blows my mind because everybody wants a crack at like that, bro. I want it. You want it. We all want it. We want to get the show there. Bros United. We want to get us there to get a Patreon going, get a crack at that, support everybody, and get fun stuff going, get good product made. Kay the Todd says, Vito said that his dream job is reselling cards, bro. That doesn't make any sense. That's wild. I also got to wonder, is Vito like is he one of those hoarder people, that you walk into his house and he has like stuff everywhere? I remember Tony from Hack the Movies went and stayed the night at his house, and Vito flashed him. I don't know if you guys remember that, but Vito came out of the shower buck-ass naked and flashed him his...
door, is he?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a door on his bathroom, which is fucking wild. I couldn't believe that. That's crazy. Well, I think yeah.
That must be disgusting. Could you imagine if he's got a bird in there, right, and he takes a tom tit, and like the place must stink. You know what I'm saying? He's got no door on there or anything. It's like like, you know, bit of privacy, mate. Bit of privacy.
Bro, Riley makes a really good point. Selling other people's creative product is easier than him making his own to sell and being mocked about it. Now, isn't that like the same as Diddy? Diddy had other people's creative product and he sold it, you know, because he couldn't do it himself, right? Yeah. So that kind of like brings it all home. It's like the same kind of
like, it's gone full circle. They're kind of like a similar personality, aren't they? You know what I mean? It's like they want to take someone else's creative genius, market it, and make the money off of it.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
Okay, the toss says Vito is a hoarder. Look at his background. You see what the whole house looks like. That's true. Facts. I remember one time when I was in high school, I got a job to help a friend, their aunt or something, and she was a hoarder. And I walked into her house, and she had boxes everywhere. There was like from the ground to the ceiling, and I was like, I can't do this, bro. I can't do this. This is crazy. Riley says, I think that's why he likes Whatnot, and Whatnot's that app that he sells stuff on. You can't complain about the quality when you make the purchase. It's over with. Yeah, that's the thing. Clipiverse says he's a Vito Diddy, V Diddy. That's the thing is that Vito, that he can't handle. You know, the same as Eric July, they can't handle being criticized, you know. And so it's very strange to me, and Dick made this point last night, that they would go and they would criticize Eric July. Vito and Dick went and criticized Eric July, and Dick was like, well, what'd you think was going to happen when you made your thing? Yeah. You criticize other people. You don't think they're going to criticize you? James, that happens all the time, man. What the hell?
It's like real life and online life. Like, you got to be like, if you dish it out, you sure as shit better be prepared to take it. You know what I mean?
Oh, facts, bro.
And when you're in the game, like we're in the game now, and I say shit and I dish it out, I know I'm going to get it back in spades. But I told you, didn't I? The way I combat it, I don't get lost in the weeds. I don't rewatch our streams. Not because I don't think they're good. I just don't rewatch them because I want to always be fresh. I don't get drowned out in the comments. I don't look at all the comments all the time. I don't take anything personally. It's just people having their say and having an opinion. And I said to you, didn't I? There'll be people that are like me. There'll be people that will be like, yeah, he's all right. And there'll be people that fucking hate me. And I'm not going to get bent out of shape about. I'm not going to get bent out of shape about any one of those three. You know, you can be in whatever camp you want, but I want all the women in the love me, lust me category. They have to be in that category. Everyone else, you can hate me as much as you like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got Mr. Cheeky calls him Fluff Daddy, and then Kay the Todd asks how long before he starts selling sports ball cards, bro. He's trying to wind you up, James. He's calling it sports ball again.
Now, it's going to catch on because I've said it. It's going to catch on. Anytime I come on the screen, they're going to be like, "Hey, sports ball guy, who's shot?"
Yeah, we gotta wind James up a little bit. Now, John.
It's the people that hate you the most that are gonna make the show because they're gonna watch and keep watching religiously more than the people that love you.
No, that's facts. That's facts. Yeah, like you got the Ethan Rouse.
He's going to bring in those Ethan Rouse trolls. He's going to bring in the Dabbleverse trolls and all that.
Yeah, it was good having Hujin on. He's I like his accent. He's really well spoken, and he seems to have a really good understanding of what's going on. And so that was.
He's like the polar opposite of me. He's a smart Englishman who speaks well. I'm like a dumb Englishman who speaks poorly.
No, bro. That's not it at all. We're just different guys, like you said, having a good time. If we were all the same, it wouldn't be any fun around here. You know, if we had everybody in the chat saying the same thing, what are we even doing a stream for, man?
You see how that sense of humour? This is how, like, you'd have trouble breaking me. No offence to anyone who's ever in the chat, but you'd have a hard time trying to break a guy like me because there isn't nothing you can really say that can break a guy like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts. John, we got Pat in the chat. She says you look better in your car than you do in your studio. What? We got a glow up going on right here. We got a glow up. What the hell, John? Looking good, buddy.
I'm stealing all my women. This fucking guy. Get him off screen now. Get him off. Stealing all my women.
Yeah, that's fire. Everybody got to be out here hustling. We got Riley out here hustling. I'm hustling. James is hustling. John is hustling. That's what men do, bro. We hustle, and we get that shit done, bro. So that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. But John, I hope you had a good whatever you're doing. I hope it was a good first day or whatever, and hope you're not stuck in traffic too bad.
No, it's not so bad. It's Saturday. You know,
That's right, man.
it's
We
not
go.
terrible.
We go
It's
with
more
the Ray Ray stream straight from the car, bro. We just get right in where you're at, right up in your face at the car. That's what we do. But I don't know. So we talked about the Diddy documentary. We talked about the biggest problem. We talked about the cluster B personality people. John, do you got any thoughts on any of those things? I don't know if you overheard them or anything like that, but any one of those things. We talked about the Diddy thing for a minute and how crazy that was.
You know, I haven't watched the Diddy thing. I don't really watch a lot of TV. I'm more like a YouTube kind of guy.
Well, John, just stop me in my tracks then. What do you got?
I actually want to watch that.
Yeah, you
the
should-
Diddy,
you should-
documentary that
Yeah.
he put out.
Yeah, you should check it out, bro. Check it out.
It's wild.
You'll never look at baby oil again the same. You know what I mean?
No, facts.
The cluster B personality stuff.
Yeah, that's heavy. For people who don't know about cluster B
personality stuff.
that's heavy shit, bro. Yeah, and he was doing the Tucci and all that, the pink cocaine, and it had what did it have? It had ketamine in it. It has ecstasy, cocaine, and something else in it. Speed, I think. So meth. So that was some serious shit, bro. That Tucci, that pink cocaine, man. They were all on that. Yeah. I heard that one of the things that it does is it relaxes your muscles so they can shove it up your ass, bro. How about that? That's some wild shit, dog. That's wild, James.
It's not something I know about, you know what I'm saying? It's not something I know about.
Bro, people were talking about that pink cocaine. Of course, I had to Google it and see what it was. It has a muscle relaxer in it, bro. You know, and it had. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of. It's on the gay community. A lot of the gay guys came up with that shit. They're always inventing new ways to do things in the ass, bro.
Cameron's the one that got me, man. They say he was videoing everything, mate. Fucking hell, mate.
Who was that? Who got you?
All the cameras,
yeah,
he, man.
Yeah.
He was
he was an Epstein. He's the same thing. He's just in Jay-Z's the same, bro. He's just as bad. It's gonna happen to him. Everybody's like that in that industry, bro. They're all doing
back in the day when you were a successful criminal, right? When you didn't video shit, you know, this new generation, man, video and everything. You know what I mean? They always got their cameras out. It's so hard to be a decent criminal nowadays because everyone's got a fucking camera. You know what I mean?
Well, they want the clout. They want the fame. That's like more important than the money now, you know? Nobody wants to do something awesome and then not be able to tell somebody about it.
It was like that Johnny Bravo. I posted that Johnny Bravo video this week, and some geezer online was launching animals into the sky. You know, he set up a launcher in his garden, and then all these wild animals were going there, and he was launching them up in the air. Right? And he fucking videos it and puts it online thinking he's going to get all these views and clicks, and he basically ended his career. He's one of the latest Johnny Bravo. I've never heard of this geezer. He's fucking launching animals left, right, and centre. Cats, fucking dogs, everything.
Oh man, you got me dying over here, bro. No, you don't be throwing them cats up in the air. You're supposed to grab the pussy, not throw it, bro. You're supposed to grab the pussy.
I swear down. I don't know how these people have got to get the success. They're all fucking idiots.
Oh my God, bro. That is facts.
Island Boys, idiot.
Yeah,
fucking
that's facts.
all these weight guys, the muscle guys, idiots. I don't know why people follow them. They've got all this fame, money, and clout. It's so bemusing to me.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
It makes me think there's a lot of botting going on, a lot of crazy stuff, and also a lot of people that join these different groups and get different agents, and they promote them in the algorithm. They're not like us. We're bringing good old fashioned masculine sexiness, bro. Good old fashioned masculine sexiness.
The one who's injecting all the drugs into himself and wants to break his legs to go 6 of. I don't know I can't remember what that guy's name is, but he's floating around. He was hanging out with Ed Matthews and HS Tiki Toki the other day.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. I saw that. That was crazy. That guy's gonna die in his 30s, boy. Yeah. We got Asian Outlaw. What's up? Shout out to you, bro. Just jumped in the chat. Good to see you. Good to see you. We have to get you on stream here pretty soon too. I know you're traveling and doing a lot of filming, so we're excited to see all that kind of stuff.
D-Wag's gone on the missing list again, isn't he?
Yeah, D-Wood, I don't know, D-Wag's out there hustling or something, bro. He's getting shit done. I don't know. I'm trying to get him on stream. I sent him a couple of texts. I sent him a couple of DMs. He'll talk when he can, but I think he's just really busy trying to get some...
I think he'll rock up when I'm not here. When I can't make it to one, D-Wag will suddenly be here, and he's like, shit, that fucker's trying to steal my thunder.
No, yeah, D-Wag's great, man. We got to get him on with the bros. Have a good time. The more good guys, the better. That's how I look at it. We'll have a good time. Yeah,
man.
Yeah. We want to get the guys up. We're gonna have a good time, and we want to everybody watching just to have a banger of a stream, and then go home and be in a good mood, man. Like when John gets when John gets home, be in a good mood. When James does whatever he's gonna do, when I do whatever I'm gonna do, be in a good mood. So we'll probably wrap it up here pretty soon, guys. We were going for a little bit. And just want to go into the chat and do a shout out. Who we got? We got Pat in the chat. Shout out to you. Who else we got? We got all kinds of guys. Kay the Todd. We got Riley, of course. We got Mr. Jeeky. We got Presby Bro. If he's still here, he might have bounced already. I don't know. But thanks everybody for coming by. We had a great Saturday. A little fun sesh to get the day rolling off right. Hope you're having a good sesh. James, you got any final thoughts chit chat about before we bounce out of here?
No, man. Just have a good one. Whatever you're going to do. I'm way ahead of you, man. I'm like, it's like closing time for me, man. I'm going to gonna grab something to eat, lift a bit of weights, do a bit of a workout. And then I'm going to watch the cricket, see England lose to Australia and have a good cry.
Hell yeah.
That's going to be my day, man. I got no Diddy, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I got no Diddy.
Yeah, grab by the pussy is what you got to do, bro. John, what do you got scheduled? You got some fun stuff up for the next? Or are you going back to work? What are you up to, bro? We're just catching you in between times.
I'm about to get home. I'm working on some stuff for my video productions and whatnot. Got to get that back on the road, like ASAP.
Yeah, hell yeah. Vámonos, bro. Vámonos, muchacho. Hablos en español todos los tiempo. Hell yeah. Okay, everybody, we're going to bounce on out of here. Thanks, everybody in the chat for stopping by. Come on back tomorrow, and then on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday. So we're going to kick some ass, everybody. Knuckles up. Get the fuck out of here, people. Have a good one. All right.